Clear Plate Projekt.
The gold standard was set up by the NGO community to drive and define best practice in carbon markets and climate finance more broadly. The latest frontier is going to be climate smart agriculture as part of our wider land use expansion. This is an area that's barely been touched by carbon markets and is hugely innovative. The project with Carbon Solutions Global is a very interesting approach because it combines a number of agricultural changes. First and foremost, looking at the way that tillage takes place. So rather than deep ploughing and leaving soil open for the winter, the ploughing technique is changed and the soil is closed over to prevent soil carbon leaking into the atmosphere. In addition, we have a change to the fertilisers that are being used. So moving away from intense chemical fertilisers to algal-based fertilisers. One of the great things about climate smart agriculture is that it really combines the best of carbon reduction, mitigation of emissions from the agricultural activity with improvements to the quality and the productivity of the land. And therefore, in this particular project, what we should see is increased productivity, so a greater yield of crop and a higher quality of crop within that. We think that the way that commodities are produced will become much more sustainable over time, and so it's important to drive that, to blaze that trail through carbon markets, through the application of carbon finance to accelerate changes to the way that land is used. If it's well designed, a carbon finance project can achieve a huge amount beyond emission reductions. Of course, it's important that those take place, that's the basis of the finance. But it doesn't take a huge incremental cost to really open up the project to deliver a wider set of outcomes, and those can be job creation, they can be increased productivity of a harvest, they can be health benefits associated with reduced chemical use. And so the improvements to people's livelihoods and the improvements to the wider environment, both locally through the changes that are being put in place, as well as globally through the reduction of greenhouse gases, is a vital component of how a robust carbon market operates. New frontiers require new innovators. We think there's vast potential for climate smart agriculture practices, sustainable agriculture practices, to drive and expand around the world. And this beginning is the project in Hungary through the partnership with Carbon Solutions Global, where we will demonstrate how you can deliver climate smart agriculture in a robust way, how buyers can have confidence in agricultural carbon credits, and how communities can benefit in a range of different ways from the application of new approaches to the way that they farm. Carbon markets were created with the intention that they not only reduce carbon emissions, but also use the financing of activities to drive sustainable development. And that's the heart of what the gold standard is about, driving environmental integrity, so a tonne of carbon is a tonne of carbon as described, but also that those projects are designed in such a way that they maximise the full potential of the income being received to drive sustainable development outcomes, whether that be job creation, greater productivity of agriculture as in this case, or wider health and social benefits.
Adrian Rimmer, CEO of the Gold Standard Foundation.